Hey everyone, it's Kenya Buck in Brooklyn. Today is Thursday. It's about 4:15, 4:20. I had to stay until 4 o'clock again today because inspectors have been emailing me. And then we were going to go down to the Paradise Pond Trail, but there's a bunch of people over there and it sounds like they're shooting off paintballs. So we don't want to go that way. So we're heading to the Sturgis Trail. So join us. Here's my puppies. They're both waiting for me. So I'm still feeling kind of weak. Hey, baby girl. I'm still feeling a little bit weak from the illness and my teeth being pulled and stuff. So just sad. Few days of me being sick really took it out of me. So go out a little bit. They're hearing all those people. When we got out of the car, there's like 7 cars over there. And okay, there's some gates, metal gates, that the BLM people move, like the one that goes to the road that I would go during the rally and stuff. That's usually blocked off by a gate and stuff, and only the BLM people can move it because they're locked. And there was 2 trucks inside the BLM land. They had to have opened the gates. So I'm not sure who they are, but when we got out of the truck, out of my car, one of the trucks inside of the BLM land had a bunch of cans. They look like spray paint cans and stuff like that. And then as we're coming to this trail, there was a bunch of popping and stuff. All 3 of us stopped and looked and listened and stuff. And we didn't see anybody, but like I said, there's 7 cars over there. So we don't want to be any part of that. So we'll just come on my favorite trail. You know, I never used to go on this trail at all because I thought that it was going to be a really hard trail and stuff. But I love this trail the most because you can go up into the area that's surrounded by all the trees and stuff. Like right here, we're in the trees, but we're not. So, you know, over there's like a little valley and stuff. You guys have seen it before if you've watched my videos. So yeah, all the birds are calling, so that's probably because those people are out. I don't know if they're BLM workers and maybe they're painting, you know, like, I don't know, do not trespass. I have no clue. But like I said, it sounded like that they were shooting paintballs. Maybe they're clearing some of the trails. So today at work was my most stressful day out of the entire month. And it's once a month I have the most stressful day. And it's because it's our quality meeting for all of the leaders at the VA. And I'm the one that has to run the board. So when I run the board, I bring a report up and I have to do all the technical parts of running that report. so people can read it. And then I have to do the minutes, I have to record it, and the agendas. Brooklyn! Brooklyn! Where's your brother? Attendance, just everything. And I work on it like all month long and stuff. Where's your brother? I got a new backpack. There Hims is. I got a new backpack for Texas. It's a little purse backpack, but I like it. Has a little dog print on it. I don't know where they think they're going, but I do have the trigger, so I'll just let them run. Anyways, so yeah, today was the most stressful day of the month, but I actually got through it really good and stuff. I did email all the reporters, and I said, when you're going through your report and reporting, can you tell me the next page, go to the next page and that kind of stuff, because they never do, and they just yammer on and on and on, and I never know where they are. Where's your brother, baby girl? Should I ping him? First I gotta find the trigger. Where are they? So anyways, so I contacted everybody, and I said, can you just let me know? And they all said, yeah, oh, there it is. There he is. And they said, yeah, you can do that. And like only 3 people told me, go to the next page, next page, next page. But I followed really good on the reports and stuff. Normally when they're reporting, I have no interest on what they're reporting. The only one I have interest in is my program, which is a controlled substance. And I personally don't report on that. The controlled substance coordinator does. I do the report, but he does the reporting. So, and he did the controlled substance report today, but he didn't get to the compliance report. We had over, I think, 25 reports this month because we had to defer a ton of reports last month because there was a retirement party, which is dumb. So that meant that we had 25 reports this month, and we got through all of them except for 2, which is great. But my boss and we worked on the time limit that we would give each person, and it was 5 minutes because we only have an hour and a half for reporting and discussion. So I emailed them, all the reporters, that they had 5 minutes to do the report and the discussion. And then the day before the meeting, I always have to email everybody and say this is a face-to-face meeting, and the only time that you're allowed to use Teams is if you have approval. Because of COVID, everybody used Teams in COVID. Buck! And where's your brother? Oh, that's you. And so that was like that for 3 years. And so we've been trying to get people to come back to the face-to-face meetings and stuff. I still do the Teams because I telework. And then I run the board, like I said, from my computer at home. Come on, baby girl! Brooklyn! So Brooklyn! Come on, you stinker. We're waiting for you. So yeah. So we got through 23 reports, but like I said, the day before I have to email people, say, remember this meeting is a face-to-face meeting unless you have approval for Teams. And then I put on it this month to remember you have 5 minutes to report, and that's for reporting and discussion. And there was a couple of people that, so this one nurse that does inter-facility transfers, she had this really long report, and she did it in like 15 seconds, and I couldn't figure out where she was at. And I was trying to go along and stuff, and at the end she said, did I make it 5 minutes? And everybody started laughing, because she did way less than 5 minutes. So, but there were a few people that took longer than 5 minutes. So I'm going to sit down right here, let my dogs run, and just talk to you guys. Buck's up there someplace. Oh boy, is he ever up there. Brooklyn is over there. So my gums are feeling so much better. I've been using salt water for the roof of my mouth, along with the medicated mouthwash. And that has helped a ton with where they gave me the shots. The shots were, I think, the worst part of it, because they had to give me 2 shots in the roof of my mouth, one on the left side and one on the right side. And I didn't realize how much that bruised my mouth and stuff. But yeah, I hear Buck. There he is. Right here! Brooklyn! There you go. Here, Brooklyn. So yeah. And then my coworker Greg retired. His last day is tomorrow, but he's just going to turn his keys in and then he's done. And my friend Deb, she's taking the week off. And my boss was taking a week off. So it seems like everybody's going for the next week. And after we're done here, I am going to stop and I'm going to get a Starbucks coffee because my head hurts today. I don't know if it's because I haven't had any caffeine or maybe it's the weather. Where's your sister? I hear her. I know, there she is. Come on. Come on. So yeah, I've been trying to get off of the Starbucks. And I've been doing really good. Brooklyn. Come on, baby girl. But on days like today, you know, I actually did take an aspirin today, which I haven't done that in like 4 weeks because I was getting ready for the surgery and stuff, but my head's just been really hurting and the Tylenol wasn't taking care of it. So I did take an aspirin today. So, what are you guys doing? She was so excited to go. Come on, Buckaboo. This is where I almost broke my butt. Falling. I wonder how many people laughed at that. I know I did. My dogs are hearing. I think there's like rabbits running around. Or deer. But I hear the birds squawking. There's a bird over that way. Come on, baby girl. You want to go see Grandma? Come on. Ooh, did you hear that bird? That's a squawker. Sounds like a hawk. But it could just be a bird saying, get away from my nest. Okay, maybe. I don't know. I know there's hawks out at my husband's family's farm. I would think that it's only like 20 miles away. I would think they'd be here also. These leaves are really pretty. The pinkish ones. So yesterday when we got rained out, when we got to the car, all of us were just drenched. And my dogs made a muddy pit of my car again. And I just cleaned it. Are you going potty? Or are you going poo-poos, baby girl? And so now my car is a mess. And did you go poo-poos? And I was so drenched. And I didn't go over to my parents' house, but I called my mom. And I said, I'm sorry, we didn't come over, but we were out walking and it started pouring on us and stuff. And she said, that's okay. She said she was just wondering how my mouth was doing. And I told her it's doing okay. You know, it is what it is. I am finding, though, that eating is going to be different. Not because of my back tooth, but because of my front tooth. So it's my canine on my left side that broke and was just a rim. And I had told my dentist I don't want to put a crown in there. That's $4,000 for one tooth. It'd have been $8,000 to fix both teeth. Come on, baby girl. Brooklyn. And I have about $25,000 in my mouth anyways, from crowns and cavities or fillings and all that kind of stuff. And I told him, I said, I just can't, you know. And he was like, well, you want a pretty smile? And I said, I could give a crap about my smile. But at least right now, it's a little bit difficult to eat because my gum is still really tender and it's still healing and stuff. And it's only been 1 week out. But eating like stuffing and stuff like that, even that small pressure really makes it very uncomfortable. And I can tell when I'm eating that it may be a big deal because I won't have anything on that side to chew with, you know. So, you coming, baby girl? Where's your brother? And I've had teeth pulled before and stuff, but they've been in places that haven't really been an issue, except for my very front tooth. But that was an issue for the first, 6 months because I was waiting for my insurance, and I had a flipper, which I hated, but At least I had a tooth there and stuff. So this is going to be a learning experience for me. So, then on my right side, my back tooth, I didn't have a problem with not having a left back tooth, but every time I try to chew on my right side, it's a little bit different because on my left side is my bottom back tooth, and this one on my right side is my top right tooth. So it's just a little bit different, and I'm just going to have to learn to work with them and stuff. It's much better than dentures, I guess. Of course, it's much better than dentures, And I told my dentist, I said, probably in 3 years, I'm going to need dentures anyways. And he said, no way. He said, your teeth, you take really good care of your teeth. The roots are really good. He said, it's your medicine that's doing its worst to it and stuff. He said, no way will you need dentures in 3 years. So, yeah. Come on, baby girl. We are going to go to my parents' house today. See how they're doing. I am just so damn weak. I cannot believe how weak I am. 3 days of being sick, which it always takes me longer to get better because of my transplant, and then having teeth pulled. And I feel like the very beginning when I started walking the dogs in March, it was just crazy. So, where's your brother? Is him's over there? We gotta keep an eye on him because I don't want him near those people. I wonder who that is. Oh, that's my brother-in-law. Or not my brother-in-law, my nephew-in-law, Jimmy. He lives out by the BLM land, and he takes the BLM land to go home because it's a lot easier than going through Sturgis, then on the interstate, and then out to his house and stuff. So ooh, that's a pretty. Those are like a purplish, pretty leaves. I like the pink and purple. Black is still my favorite color, but it always used to be black and then emerald blue, or not emerald, sapphire blue, because sapphire blue is my birthstone. But the last 10 years, I have really been liking pink and purple. You need to wait, Buck. You need to wait for Mama. I'll show you those cars when we get down on the road. Well, I can show you some of them right now. They're over there. I have no clue what they're doing. We gotta keep back off of the road though, because there's a bunch of cars going home. Hey, baby girl. You gotta stay over here, Buck. Come on. Come on, Buck. That's my car. And then I'll show you all these. Oh, that's a VA car. Look at all those. What are you doing? Come on. So, and then the cemetery is over there. So we're going to leave you here, and we're going to go to my parents' house. So you guys remember to have a great day, and to subscribe, like, and comment, and we will see you next time. Bye.